Okay, we're back in Norwich Hills, um, and I'm just at the road here that goes in to the town of Norwich Hills because I was having a bit of a traffic jam here a few moments ago. It seems to have dissipated, and you can see in the distance over there that's clear water. And if I swing around this way, we just get a look at this part of Norwich Hills, and you can see it's quite the industrial hotspot. I've just installed some new industry here because this yellow bar here was hitting the roof. Some of these are quite funny. This is industry which hasn't updated in terms of its technology or cleanliness. So you can see that this is very heavily a very heavy kind of polluting kind of industry. But with the university and everything, this should upgrade to a more kind of eco-friendly kind of place. But I love the details on these factories. I love the way the drum in the middle here is spinning around. You can see the drum in the middle is spinning around. There are little boxes coming down here. Little boxes coming down. I don't know where they're going. But I know a lot of people have issues with SimCity, but for me, the look of the game and the little details, and I mean everything, the cars, the brake lights that they have on all the cars, and just the textures and the lighting make this game something of an addiction for me. I can't say why, but I could kind of spin the camera around here just looking at the traffic going up and down that road, and looking at the cars and the old Volkswagen vans, pickup trucks. And I'd be quite content for quite a while just watching things here without actually doing very much at all. And this building here, I love this big American building, and I think it's from Chicago or somewhere. I've seen it recently, and the big tower in the background, which is kind of inspired by Blade Runner, like I was saying before. I don't really know why this game has such an attraction for me. I mean, I have seen lots of other games, and I'm following a guy called I think it's Tactic Gamer. He's running Red Dead Redemption, which I really like, and he was suggesting that I have a look at a game called Civilization, which is, I think it's on its 6th version now, and it's been around for a long time. And I had a look at that, and I have seen it before, but a lot of these games, they probably have much more things to do than SimCity, and they probably have a much greater amount of strategy, planning, and thinking ahead and things like that. But they just simply they don't have they don't have little buildings like this with all the detail. I'm sure there are games out there that do. There's the futuristic city building game Anno, I think is it 2070 or something like that, and the little models on that game, I don't have that game, but from what I've seen, they look fantastic. But there's so much repetition in that game. All the buildings in certain in certain parts of the game are identical to one another, and from what I've seen, like I said, I haven't played the game, so I don't know for sure, but the bits I've seen, the cities are kind of filled with identical buildings, and that to me is just would seem very monotonous. But the shadows and the colors and the textures on, I mean, you can pick out any building in this game, and the attention to detail is just incredible. And that's why I think this game really it's a work of art. And even a game like Red Dead Redemption, I was replaying that myself. I was inspired by watching this guy Tactic Gamer. I put it on the other day, and the graphics and the faces have aged a lot, because obviously the game came out in 2010, I think. So certain games, they age just in a it's normal, because the technology is improving all the time. But I haven't seen anything that beats this game in terms of city building games, or strategic games that are about the same topics as this. I have simply not seen anything that comes anywhere near this game. It, to me, just the reflections. I mean, I don't know how much of this is being picked up, because I'm recording this on OBS, so I'm probably losing some of the quality by that recording, and then when I post it on YouTube, the quality level is going to drop a little bit more. So I don't know what it's going to, and it looks okay, but it doesn't look as good as it looks through my eyes at the moment. But the detail, the reflections in the mirror, the signs, and the lighting, at the moment the sky is kind of grey. It's just I'm sure this game did pick up many awards. It's the kind of game, I guess, I think it found its way into the wrong kind of people. By that I mean, young people that were really just want to build big cities and don't really care what things look like. They want to be engaged in a game, and they want to build massive cities. And this is a lot of things, but obviously these little squares that you work with, they're not going to be they're not massive. There's just that and obviously when it came out, it was crashing all over the place, because everybody was trying to play it at one time. You don't have that problem now, by the way, because I wouldn't imagine there's very many people playing this game anymore. But yeah, I was working tonight. I work in a restaurant, and I happened to have this game running, and there was a couple of men sitting at a table beside me, and one of them was in his 60s, and the other was probably 70, and they were absolutely entranced by this game. I left it running as I kind of went away, and I just had it kind of like, I don't know, like that kind of a view from pretty high up. And these two men just couldn't. First of all, they were trying to figure out, was it what was it, animation, or what was it? Was it some kind of an effect put on a real city, or was it a movie? But they they had no idea of what you do in this game, and what SimCity is. They weren't the kind of guys who are tech savvy, but they were just fascinated by the look of this place. And yeah, I've always thought they've probably missed some kind of another market for this game. Kind of nerdy guys like me who just can spend kind of hours just on the fine detail here, and who don't really ever get annoyed about the fact that you can't build everywhere. It'd be great if you could just use the whole area here, but it's just not something that ever bothered me. And I have played City Skylines. I got the game as soon as it came out, but after playing that for a while, I thought, first of all, there's not very much to do in terms of projects, and you don't upgrade buildings and things the way you can upgrade buildings here. And the graphics themselves on City Skylines, to me, and the lighting and everything else, it doesn't come anywhere near this game. And there's an awful lot of repetition in City Skylines. It's bigger. I think maybe it's more popular. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm being stupid. Maybe it's hugely popular, and it's still being played, and there's still a lot of people uploading City Skylines. So I really don't know the figure-wise what the story is, but it would seem to have been a game that it definitely got reviewed a lot more favorably than SimCity. But to me, although maybe very few people will agree with me, City Skylines is just not a patch on this game. It really isn't. Anyway, that was a bit of a detour from what I was going to do here. I wanted to say as well that I don't know if anybody is aware or notices that the sound quality is not as good as on the previous videos, and that's because I'm not using my normal Samsung microphone, which is better than this one. This one I have is my trusty and ever practical Listo headset microphone. It's the kind of thing you see in when I used to work in an office. We did surveys and things, and these are the kind of headphones with the microphone attached that everybody had. It's a really lightweight microphone. You can wear it for hours and hours and hours without knowing you're wearing it. It's not the best quality, and it cost me about 10 euros, so it's the cheapest thing you could possibly imagine. But I really love this. I love the headphones because the sound is good enough, and you can, like I say, you can watch movies or programs all night without even knowing you're wearing it. And it's very handy for using the microphone. So I decided to use it today because the noise of the mouse, that clicking noise, it's very prevalent when I'm using the Samsung microphone, and it's kind of annoying. So I'm thinking with this microphone, because it's obviously attached to the earphones, and it's close to my face. It's not on the table in front of me, so hopefully it won't pick up as much of the clicking. So anyway, to business. Of course, when I cough like that, or when I breathe like that, this microphone is going to be pretty nasty in terms of the quality and the effect of it. My apologies for that. So how are we doing here in Norwich? This is a pretty terrible place to put the city hall. Right, it's like putting it in the middle of an industrial estate. Well, Norwich Hills, as we've, this building is still, I'm so glad this building has been here since nearly the beginning, and I really like that building. Norwich, we've always kind of knew that sooner or later Norwich was going to run out of resources, and at the moment we don't seem to be making money at the same kind of rate that we used to be, or we're just spending a lot more. I don't know what it is, but I would imagine that the oil, I can check here on this map, the let's go to the oil. The oil, you can see that it says here that I'm getting 5,500 barrels a day. It says there's a 4-month supply left. It's all very slow because the oil is running out, and it's running out everywhere except here. It's not running out here because there's no oil wells there, because I was kind of a bit stupid and I put the petroleum headquarters right on the spot, which has probably got more oil. Well, now it's got the most oil there, but I don't really want to demolish this thing. It costs about, I think, 300,000. So that's the oil. I'm going to speed things up. There's not as much oil being produced. The ore is disappearing here, but there's still plenty of ore here. But unfortunately, as you can see here, I've got the university right in the middle. And again, I'm not sure I want to. I guess I could, if I had to demolish that, put it over here or something, and then put some more of the. So these are working, but at a much slower capacity. And the coal, I don't think there was ever a huge amount of coal here. You can see that the coal, it was this big circle here, and this part in the middle, it's pretty. They've taken all the coal, so there's just this shadow area here. That's what's left. The darker the shadow, the more the coal. And this is not really dark, so there's not a lot of coal left either. So because of that, and with the incredible amount of services that are here, I mean incredibly expensive, the services, because I've got a bus terminal, I've got the maxed out police precinct, which is actually, it's not really maxed out. I'm going to give it some more stuff because it's unless I've got, I don't have 2 police precincts. My god, I do. Oh, one's closed, right? So I closed the one that was maxed out and I left open the one that wasn't maxed out. I'm going to give it another helicopter. It's got 2 helicopters, but like I was saying in the last video, these helicopters don't seem to do very much. And actually, I didn't see what I just thought I saw, did I? My god, it says I've got 46 criminals at large. 16 of them are local and 29 are regional criminals. Well, that's a shock, because when I was here last time, I think I had maybe 5 or 6 crimes a day, and I had something like 4 criminals at large. And all of a sudden it's gone through the roof. So I guess I can, maybe I should, I'm going to open this one for a while and just look at that budget. Even before I open that one, I've been in the red here since, and I've been playing this game just a little while before I started recording, for about a half an hour. I have been continually in the red now in this town. I'm never in the green anymore. I'm never making any money here. So the only thing keeping me going is the fact that every now and then I get paid for a shipment of coal or ore or crude oil, but you can see the crude oil is not a lot of crude oil anymore. So there is money coming in, and that's basically keeping this town going. But I don't even know if it's breaking even anymore. I think it may actually be starting to lose money. But that was always going to happen sooner or later. How is my... Yeah, my little touristy part here is doing pretty well. If I just click on the tourist map, you can see that they're all... Well, they're all quite... It looks like they're doing quite well. They're not doing anywhere near as well as the hotels in Trinity Point. Trinity Point or Clearwater. They're not doing as well as those. So I don't know. I could add in a few more casinos to try and see if I can reduce this figure. But it doesn't always work. I think I'm going to try, because everything seems to be making money. The only problem is, where do I put the... where do I... Is that really a... Yes, I wanted some high wealth structures, and I've got one there. And it's actually... See, this is what you don't really want. It's a high wealth commercial. A high wealth commercial, a high wealth business. And from experience, I'm pretty sure that this place will... It looks pretty cool, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to last very long. These high wealth commercial buildings are the most temperamental buildings. They will always become abandoned. And I've got beside it, I've got this... I was going to say wonderful looking building, but I think it's actually it's actually an abandoned building that's just about to fall down. And that's what I mean. I'm sure that was a high wealth commercial business, and it went bust. So the question is, where do I put the casino? Because this is making a lot of people ill, I may get rid of it. If I do that, I'm going to lose a certain amount of money every hour. So the question is it a good idea to get rid of this? Let's do it for the sake of the people living nearby. Maybe it'll stop the sick people. You know, a few episodes ago I was showing there was a lot of sick people wandering around here. So what I'm going to do is see if I can put everything seems to be going very slow here. I'm getting a lot of lagging. Let's just go back to slow speed. I'm getting a lot of lagging. Just got a message from something. Yeah. I was watching Judge Judy on YouTube, and I left a comment saying, "Is this really for real?" And someone answered me back and said, yes it is for real. That's nice. Right, I got 5 minutes left of this episode. I want to try and keep into these episodes to 30 minutes, but let's quickly put down. Shall I try this one? It's right. I'm going to be spending quite a bit of money here. I'm putting 2 down, and these are not. They don't run for free, so the red figure for a while, anyways, is going to go up until hopefully these two. Oops, I didn't want to put it there. Until these 2 extra hotels start making some money. And the idea is that they will reduce this red figure. I hope so, because like I've just not got rid of I've got rid of my ore. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, I wanted to put some bus stops here. I've got a bus terminal just here, I think. So it'll be nice if some tourists come from wherever. So there you go, there's the sleek casino. And beside it we have the I think it's called the Roman look. It's kind of got that Roman what do you say? A Roman theme. That's the word I was looking for. A Roman theme to it. Caesar's palace, if you like, in The Sims. And of course I've got both police precincts going, so I hope that I can get this figure down again. And it has dropped, but that was a bit of a shock to go from 4 or 5 criminals at large to 44 criminals at large. I don't know where they came from. I'm going to leave that building there. It's abandoned, but I quite like it. I hope it's not symbolic to the way this town is going to go. I'll wait for the daytime, I think. I may take a... No, that's not too bad. I want to take a screenshot of it. Well, let's just do that. Right, we got a few minutes left, and then I'm going to call this an episode. So what have I got? I got 41,000 people losing a fortune. I've got a 91% approval rating. That's kind of a surprise. We just looked at the police situation. It's going down. That's good. Education. Well, maybe education will be for next time. But it's not too bad. I've got 300 people not enrolled, but I may need to add on a little bit. I don't know if I'm able to. I need to get to 2,000 students, and then I'll be in line for an upgrade. And when I get that upgrade, I shall be able to install another one of these schools, like the School of Engineering, or the School of Business, or I've got a School of Medicine there. I might do that one next, School of Medicine. I really love this aspect again to this game. I was talking earlier on about City Skylines, and City Skylines has none of this stuff. First of all, it doesn't have anything like these kind of graphics. These graphics are just, I think they're kind of the best. Just the way you keep working towards something in this game all the time. I don't know. The more I've played it, the more it's hard to understand any of the criticism leveled at the game. I understand if you're playing it and it keeps crashing, that's obviously a bit of a disaster. But even now, after playing this for hours and hours, I'm still waiting for this figure to cross 2000 so that I can add something on here. And it's like that with so many buildings, and it's for me to get the police precinct maxed out, to be able to put the helicopters there. Not that the damn things do anything, but you have to work. You have to do a special university course. Not me personally, but you have to upgrade your university and install various schools before you can actually add on the detectives wing. You're forever doing things in this game, and I mean I haven't even gone into the great work, which would be here if I did build one. I'm just looking at this tower over here on the other side. It looks like something. I haven't really noticed that before, but from here it's quite phallic, I think. Looking at that in the distance, it's like a giant something or other. I will be visiting that town in the next episode, and you'll see there is some kind of an observatory or something on the top of the tower, and it's a place where tourists go to look at the stars or something. That's why it's got that shape. But from here, yeah, it looks phallic. And I've started building another tower over here. But that's all for now. I shall say adios for now, and I shall let things run for a little bit, and then in the next episode I shall visit the other two towns and hope that they are still pretty much self-sustaining as they were the last time I was there, because Norwich Hills is just not going to be able to it's not going to be able to support the other two towns for much longer. I don't think it's starting to lose money. But until the next episode, and we will also find out how these two casinos, my new casinos, are doing. But until then, adios.